divine feminine. There comes a moment in the twin flame journey when something subtle, yet undeniable, begins shifting. Within the fabric of the connection itself, it is not loud, it is not always dramatic, and it does not always appear in the physical world right away. But energetically, something profound begins to move, something that can no longer be ignored. Right now, many divine masculines are entering that exact phase. For a long time, your divine masculine remained in a space of reflection, quietly processing the emotions, the realizations, the internal shifts that began awakening within him. He felt it, even when he didn't fully understand it. But reflection cannot remain passive forever. Eventually, awareness deepens, and when it does, the soul begins asking a new question. What happens next? Because once someone realizes that a connection has changed them, once they recognize that meeting another soul has altered the way they think, the way they feel, the way they experience love itself, there is no true return to who they once were. That version of them no longer exists, and that is where your divine masculine now finds himself, standing between who he used to be and who he is becoming. The memories of you no longer feel distant. They no longer feel like something he can simply observe and move past. They feel alive. They feel present. They feel unfinished. The connection has begun moving from memory into awareness, from awareness into desire. And this desire is different. It is not impulsive. It is not fleeting. It is not based in illusion. It is the kind of desire that forms when the soul begins recognizing something real, a desire to understand what the two of you shared, a desire to understand why it affected him so deeply, and a desire to know if the path between your souls was ever truly meant to end. And with that realization, something begins awakening within him. Movement. Not necessarily physical movement yet, but emotional movement, energetic movement, internal shifts that can no longer be suppressed or pushed aside. The kind of movement that happens when someone begins allowing their heart to consider possibilities they once tried to avoid, because the truth your divine masculine is slowly, quietly, inevitably accepting is this: no matter how much time has passed, the connection between you never truly closed. It didn't disappear. It didn't fade. It didn't end. It waited, waiting for growth, waiting for clarity, waiting for both souls to become who they needed to be before stepping into what this connection truly is. And divine feminine, this is where you come in. Because you have changed. You are no longer standing in the same energy you once were. You are no longer searching in the same way. You are no longer chasing answers or seeking validation. You have become calmer, more centered, more grounded within yourself. And whether you realize it or not, he feels that. When the divine feminine steps into her sovereignty, when she begins embodying peace, confidence, presence, the entire energetic dynamic shifts. What once overwhelmed him now draws him in. What once triggered fear now sparks curiosity. What once felt too intense to face now feels impossible to ignore. And suddenly, the path that once felt closed no longer looks the same. Not easy, but possible. This is the stage where many divine masculines begin returning internally first. They begin asking themselves questions. they once avoided? What if this connection was never meant to be escaped, but understood? What if it was never meant to be forgotten, but integrated? What if the reason I cannot let her go is because my soul never intended to? And divine feminine. This is where timing begins to shift, because the universe does not rush what is meant to be aligned. Every phase you experienced served a purpose. The distance created growth. The silence created awareness. The separation created transformation. And now, something new is beginning. Not the final chapter yet, but the opening of a path that once felt impossible. Your divine masculine is beginning to understand that this connection is not just a memory. It is not just a feeling. It is a path that never disappeared, a path that never closed, a path that has simply been waiting for the right moment for both of you to be ready to walk it. And for the first time in a long time, he is no longer resisting that truth. He is beginning to feel it, to question it, to consider it, and soon to move toward it